A DLP member contesting the St. John seat as an independent. That's our top story in our Barbados Today evening news update for Friday, May the 4th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. A staunch member of the incumbent Democratic Labour Party who recently failed to secure the nomination for the St. John seat today declared his intention to run as an independent in that constituency. Leroy McLean, who lost to DLP General Secretary George Pilgrim for the nomination, is adamant that the final selection was not a party choice, but rather a manipulation of the process by a small group of people to achieve a particular outcome.
Because I'm not doing this just as a whim. This is as a result of being encouraged by senior members of the Democratic Labour Party in and out of St. John, who have said to me that I need to go in there as a representative for the people of St. John. So it's not a case where I just decided that I'm going to do it. This is after being encouraged by the people of senior people in the party and people in St. John, and this is something which it took me a while to come around to doing, and that's the late time at which I'm making the announcement.
McLean told Barbados Today he made his deposit to the Treasury today. The Personnel Administration Department is launching an investigation into the circumstances that led to the suspension of 6 nurses from the Psychiatric Hospital. Hospital Director David Leacock told Barbados Today this afternoon that management had carried out its own internal probe and handed over the matter to the department for its final determination. In an internal memorandum dated March the 8th, 2018, and copied to the security guards, the principal nursing officer, and the senior executive officer, Leacock advised that the hospital has a number of staff on suspension. While he did not specify the reasons for the suspension, his memo said the 5 suspended male nurses and 1 nursing assistant were not permitted free access to the compound. However, the letter noted that they were only allowed in the main administration department, but with his or his representatives' knowledge. The 30-year-old St. Philip man accused of robbing Foreign Affairs Minister Maxine McLean was today sentenced to a total of 26 months behind bars. However, because the separate jail terms were run concurrently, Ashley Worrell of Woodbourne will only spend 18 months. He was sentenced to 6 months for assaulting McLean, 18 months for robbing her of her bags and contents on February the 10th this year, and 1 month each for 2 other counts. Meanwhile, the 2 public service vehicle operators charged in connection with an altercation with police officers in the River Van stand yesterday have been remanded to prison. James Andrews and Travis Brathwaite, who appeared before Magistrate Graveney Bannister today on charges that included assaulting a police constable, must be back in court on June the 1st. In other news now, former Central Bank Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell says the quality of public service in Barbados has declined alarmingly, and he's recommending a new system that will make it the envy of the Caribbean once again. In his monthly report, and using the topic today, the renewal of the Barbados public service, Dr. Worrell said the first step was to institute a functioning system of reporting by every government agency, department, ministry, and the state corporation.
The reporting should be done at 2 levels. Annually, published reports to inform the Parliament and the people of Barbados on their stewardship, and monthly to the Treasury for every entity that receives financial support from the government budget. The annual reports of all entities should be released to the public within 3 months of the end of their financial year without fail. Timely publication of the annual report should be a key performance indicator for permanent secretaries, heads of departments and agencies, and CEOs of state-funded corporations.
4 months after officially coming under the oversight of the Fair Trading Commission, the Barbados Water Authority has announced a difficulty in meeting the standards set for it by the utility regulator. BWA General Manager Keith Roy Halliday told a news conference yesterday the company will have challenges adhering to the strict service standards because it's been experiencing difficulty in its preparation.
In other words, we have to demonstrate and move towards being a lot more efficient. Not only that, but we also have to be responsible in terms of our customer delivery. We have to be responsible in terms of where we manage our operations as we align ourselves to those other utility companies that are, for the moment, all privately owned under the oversight of the FTC. It's not going to be necessarily easy because we've had to do a number of changes internally, both from a cultural standpoint, first from a restructuring standpoint in terms of our HR resources and other resources aligned, as well as in terms of our ITC system.
A local pastor is pleading with authorities in Barbados not to be pressured by international agencies or governments into scrapping the morals and values which have made this country stable and strong. Addressing a church service this morning at the Western Light Nazarene to mark the start of Child Month, Raphael Saul also included parents and teachers in his message not to reject the Christian principles on which the island was built.
Yes, I know pressures will come internally and externally, and they will encourage us for various reasons and for various motivations to adopt our policies and to adjust our strategies in a manner which is more inconsistent with global standards, in a manner which brings the smiles of those international agencies who might well be providing us funding and support. But let me say this, and let me put on my legal hat here now. We're a sovereign country. And in a sovereign country, we have the right to make whatever rules and regulations we want to make in our sovereign territory. And if you don't like it, go elsewhere.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
One night, one winner, only one team can deliver. Balance, comprehensive, unrivaled coverage. Barbados Today, Capital Media HD 99.3 and 6 Gear Studios. Don't miss election night on www.facebook.com/Barbados Today, on www.barbadostoday.bb, live on www.capitalmediahd.com and on www.facebook.com/Capital Media HD.
We're back with news from the region now. Some residents of a community in Westmoreland, Jamaica, are fleeing the area in the wake of an attack on Tuesday that left a trail of death and destruction. Television Jamaica's Vashon Brown reports from Westmoreland.
The shattered glass at this restaurant and bar helps to tell the story of the mayhem that took place in Grange Hill, Westmoreland on Tuesday night. Gunmen went on a rampage, shooting 17 people, 7 of them fatally. Residents say it's even more heartbreaking that 2 of the dead are children.
Now, this is the house where Nadine Rowe and her 12-year-old son were killed. It's a bit quiet here now. There are about 8 houses in the yard with 13 occupants. The people living in this yard have started to leave the community because of fear.
And on the international scene, there are concerns that prolonged use of cell phones could be contributing to brain tumors. Although the link is inconclusive, researchers point to lifestyle factors such as cell phone use coming on the heels of a new study which revealed that the rate of aggressive malignant brain tumors in England has more than doubled in recent decades. Dr. Sanjay Gupta explains.
We're talking about something known as non-ionizing radiation. That's different than what comes out of an X-ray machine, for example, which is ionizing radiation. What a lot of scientists will use to describe it is they're saying it sort of causes a heating up of the brain, much like an egg, for example, that's being cooked. So we don't know how long it takes to actually get those effects, but we know people use their cell phones more than ever. We know that they start at a very young age, and some people keep some source of radiation next to their brain all day long. So that's part of the concern as well.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates or like us on Facebook. and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.